After the series Friends, the Friends Reunion was a super hit. The cast did not fail to amuse and make us laugh and cry even in those few hours. In this video, we're going to talk about Friends Reunion and where it took us. So stay with us till the end of the video to find out why people loved watching it, and let's get started. Our favorite group of six hasn't been seen in almost 20 years. They used to hang out at Central Perk, drink coffee, and talk about their weird lives. People all over the world begged, hoped, and prayed for years that Ross, Rachel, Monica, Chandler, Joey, and Phoebe would come back for a reunion, a special episode, or a movie. Our wish came true in 2021. There was not a new episode, but there was a reunion, and it was like a warm hug, a trip down memory lane, and a look behind the scenes of one of the most famous TV shows ever. The reunion show Friends was telecast on HBO Max and took place at the famous Stage 24 at Warner Bros. Studios in Burbank, California. There were 10 seasons of Friends filmed on this stage, so it was not just any stage. People worked hard to rebuild the original sets, including Monica's cozy apartment with its purple door, Joey and Chandler's bachelor pad with their beloved foosball table, and of course, Central Perk with its famous orange couch. It felt like going back in time as soon as the characters walked onto the set. You might have thought for a moment that you were watching a brand new show from the 1990s. The director Ben Winston had a great idea for the meeting. Instead of just an interview or a trip down memory lane, he made it a showcase of different types of media. Feel like a variety show meets a get-together with old friends. The group would sometimes hang out on set and read old scripts while talking about the past. Table reads of some of the most famous scenes made people cry. There was even a live interview in front of the famous fountain where the group danced at the beginning of the show. James Corden, who handled the direction of this segment, kept things fun and funny. You could feel the real energy and emotion in the air right from the start. Jennifer Aniston as Rachel, Courtney Cox as Monica, Lisa Kudrow as Phoebe, Matt LeBlanc as Joey, Matthew Perry as Chandler, and David Schwimmer as Ross all walked onto the set one by one. It was like seeing old friends get back together after being apart for a long time. When they saw each other, they smiled, hugged, and laughed a lot. It felt like they were right back where they left off, and the years seemed to melt away. There were lots of laughs, tears, and fun shocks at the reunion. When the group watched some of the mistakes from the show, it was one of the funniest parts. Remember how Joey had trouble with French, or how Ross went crazy over his sandwich? It was funny to see them laugh so hard. Matt LeBlanc talked about a funny mistake he made where he dislocated his shoulder during a scene. He meant to jump into a chair, but he missed and fell to the ground. He hurt himself badly and had to be taken to the hospital. The actors made jokes about it, and Matt laughed at how awkward he was. It made us all think of the times that Joey was just a cute jerk. The table reads were another part of the gathering that many people were looking forward to. It was like the actors gathered around a table, ready to go back into their own parts. They played out the scene where Ross and Rachel have their heated fight about whether they were on a break, and you could feel the magic return. There was still a hot spark between Jennifer Aniston and David Schwimmer, and it was like seeing an old favorite scene in a whole new way. They also watched the funny quiz game episode again, in which Monica and Rachel lose their apartment to Joey and Chandler. Watching them play out these scenes brought back the reasons we loved the show in the first place: the perfect timing, the great chemistry, and the never-ending laughter. But the reunion was not just playing out old scenes. It was also about the things that happened behind the scenes. Oh, we got some good ones. Jennifer Aniston and David Schwimmer shocked everyone when they said they had huge crushes on each other in the early seasons. They told each other that they felt the same way about each other, but were always seeing other people, so nothing ever happened. Instead, they put all of that energy into their characters, which could be why the story of Ross and Rachel felt so real. The rest of the group was laughing and nodding along, so it was clear they already knew this. There were also some very moving parts. One very moving moment was when the group paid tribute to James Michael Tyler, who played Gunther, the Central Perk barista, who had a crush on Rachel that she would never forget. The cast emotions, especially Jennifer, showed how much they loved and cared for him. After a few months, James Michael Tyler died, which made his appearance at the gathering even more moving. Of course, we also heard from some of the show's most famous guests. It was Maggie Wheeler, who played Janice, who walked on stage and did her famous "Oh my God" line, which made everyone laugh out loud. The over-the-top laugh of her character was a way for her to keep from acting out because Matthew Perry was so funny. To the joy of fans, Tom Selleck, who played Monica's on and off boyfriend Richard, also showed up. He walked in with his famous beard still on and told everyone how much he loved being on the show. Courtney Cox lit up when she saw Tom. David Beckham made an appearance and talked about how he used to watch Friends to relax. Kit Harington from Game of Thrones also made an appearance and talked about his favorite episode. But the best part had to be when Lady Gaga sang Smelly Cat with Lisa Kudrow. Phoebe wore a quirky dress that Gaga wore, and she played her guitar while the two of them sang the most memorable version of Smelly Cat you have ever heard. It was a strange and beautiful moment that made sense in the world of Friends. The fashion show was one of the most surprising and fun parts of the reunion. Yes, a beauty show. Some of the most famous clothes from the show were brought back, like Ross's ridiculously tight leather pants, Rachel's cheerleading outfit, and Joey wearing Chandler's entire wardrobe. These famous clothes were worn by Justin Bieber, Cindy Crawford, and Cara Delevingne as they walked down the runway. It was strange and amazing at the same time. It was hilarious when Matt LeBlanc showed up and wore all of Chandler's clothes again, just like in the episode. The audience went crazy, and it was a great reminder of how funny the show is and how good it is at making moments that you'll remember. That being said, it was not all fun and games. The cast was honest about some of the tougher and more emotional parts of their trip. There was a sensitive moment when Matthew Perry said he felt a huge amount of pressure to make people laugh. He would freak out if a joke didn't work, which was a surprise because Chandler always seemed to be able to make people laugh easily. The actors were kind and helpful to each other, which showed how much they still cared about each other after all these years. A lot of people also had deep conversations about what made the show so special and why it became so popular. The group talked about how well they worked together, how well the show ran, and how it dealt with universal themes like love, friendship, family, and finding your way in life. They talked about how the show had helped people all over the world feel better, especially when things were hard. Fans have told Courtney Cox that they've watched the show over and over again to get through a rough patch or a bad day, and the group was clearly moved by the thought of a TV show that can make people's lives so much better. A lot of people also thought about how the show finished. They talked about the last few days of shooting and how sad it was to leave. Everyone in the room was crying as they talked about how they all huddled together on the last day, hugging each other and crying because they knew an important part of their lives was ending. Everyone agreed with Jennifer Aniston when she said she felt like she was losing a part of herself when the show was over. They had all grown up together and had been through weddings, divorces, breakups, and new starts with other people. They just didn't seem close to the camera. It was real and it went deep. It was clear by the end of the gathering that this was not just a trip down memory lane. There was love, laughter, tears, inside jokes, and most of all, bonds. It was a celebration of everything that made Friends so special. It was clear why the show was such a big hit when you saw them all together. It was still there, the chemistry, the friendship, and the true love they had for each other that made you feel like you were in their group. You were just one of the friends. The Friends reunion was just what we needed in the end. A chance to see old friends, laugh, and remember how powerful a great story told with heart can be. We remembered why we fell in love with Rachel, Ross, Monica, Chandler, Joey, and Phoebe in the first place. They are still like old friends to us after all these years. Hey, how did you feel watching the Friends coming back together? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed watching today's video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.